What's up, everybody? What is going on? It is the Titans Edge evolving with John and Jimmy. How you doing, Jimmy?
Doing good, man. How are you?
I'm doing well, man. I'm doing well. We're here. We're breathing. We're doing our thing. So I'm happy, just in that light, man. But it's always good to see you.
Same here. I like the new setup.
Yeah.
I
So
like it.
yeah, let's switch things around.
I got the
trying to find
thing
everything.
behind me.
Yeah. You got that. That's the guy, the Beauty and the Beast.
That's it. That's it.
So,
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh man, but I know you had a tough time getting down here because I-4 was crazy as always.
Well, sometimes I'm here in 45 minutes and sometimes I'm here in 2 hours.
No.
And I message you, I'm like, hey, and I was already halfway here.
Yeah.
And then next thing you know, they took me off I-4, then I crossed over I-4,
Oh,
then I was going parallel I-4, then I crossed over. Hey, I'm here. I love it here, man. I love coming and talking and seeing you guys.
Yeah, no, we love to have you here for sure.
Love
to have you here for sure. So as you were coming down, I was reading some posts. Obviously, I was scrolling through my feed, and I see your post, talking about spaghetti or pasta, and at that point using it as your carbohydrate, but everybody giving you shit about it because they're like, is this your main carbohydrate to go to? And you had to do this explanation online of why, and really didn't have to, but you did educate them and tell them exactly why you did.
Well, here's the thing. I really don't take that time out to even post a video like that.
Yeah.
But a lot of my followers, they're a lot older guys, okay? And older women, older guys. They're kind of they're embarrassed or shy to comment on my posts because they don't feel like stupid, And again, in health and fitness, there's no such thing as right? There's no such thing as a stupid question.
Of course.
It's stupid if you don't ask.
Right.
Okay. So I don't get a lot of comments on my posts, but I get a lot of DMs.
Right.
Okay. So when I posted that post with me holding the plate of my food, okay, with the pasta and the steak, I just did it to let people know, hey, it's okay to eat the carbohydrates. There's that.
Right.
Man, the pushback that I got. And I was contemplating it for 2 days. I was pissed.
Yeah.
I was like, what's wrong with you guys? And I got DMs from 3 coaches. The 2 are well known. They're not the big coaches. Okay. They're the I don't want to
the mid-level.
I don't want to insult them, but they're the coaches that charge $150, and all you see on their profiles is before and after shots.
Gotcha.
Gotcha. The real coaches, they don't have that.
Right.
They work from referrals. So I kind of, I was okay with that. So I took my time out through DMs, to ask them why. And they try to prove their point, and I kept shooting it down, and they tried to prove their point again, and I kept shooting it down, and they're like, well, let's just agree to disagree. I'm like, wasn't that part of the post?
Oh my God. I mean, that should have been it. You
Right.
can agree or disagree.
Yeah.
It's totally up to you.
I didn't say don't eat pasta. I didn't say don't eat rice. I didn't say don't eat anything. I just say figure it out.
Yeah.
And then you have the people like, oh, I can't believe you're eating pasta. You're gonna get fat. The one guy, I actually, these don't get to me, but it got to me.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it got to me. So I actually clicked on his profile, and that weekend he was out to dinner with his friends, and he had all alcohol in front of him.
Yeah. I mean, what's better or what's worse, pasta or alcohol?
But you can have pasta and you can have the alcohol.
That's what I'm saying.
If you're consistent and you're living your life and you're having a good time, that's it. So when I had to make this post today, because I want everybody to know that you can have anything you want.
This is true.
You really can have anything you want. I mean, you're splitting hairs between pasta, rice, and potatoes. Okay, bagels, crackers, cereal. It's the way I feel. And plus, with pasta, for me to get 150 grams of carbs or 200 grams of carbs, it's a little.
Right.
For me, rice, it's a big bowl.
Right.
If I eat 5 meals of this, I'm done.
Right.
So I looked at the volume. I look at the volume too.
Of course.
And just like you said with the rice, I eat rice after my workout.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It's fast acting.
Listen, I like potatoes. I like rice. I think potatoes work a little bit better. for me.
Me too.
But if people like rice,
too.
then you can do rice. I mean, and then you have the debate about brown rice and what white rice and all. Like, come on, guys.
That's like splitting hairs. That's like competition stuff, right?
Stupid, right?
Now I understand.
I'd say fried rice and then maybe white rice or something like that. Or what's better? Obviously, being fried is not going to be better for you.
Right. But here's the thing. These are the same people that post and say a calories in, calories out. Right? So what are you worried about the pasta?
Yeah.
What are you worried about the what I'm eating?
Yeah. I mean, all calories aren't equal.
They just have to make a comment, and I'm okay with that. I really am. Because I know what I know, and a lot of people don't know I know.
Right.
Right? Because I'm not out there.
But
right?
dude, I mean, they could just Google the name and definitely see some magazine covers.
Yeah, but that's still a look, right? I understand. That's still a look. But now here's a chance. And here's a chance for me to say it too. The knowledge I have in nutrition, in supplementation, and in chemistry, people can't comprehend.
Maybe so.
I'm that guy that hides behind in a room and just studies.
Yeah.
And I've had so many clients in the past 30 years from all over the world and from every angle, from 600 pounds to people coming to me, very famous singer, his daughter was bulimic, hired me, if you do your research, if you research this, hired me to help her. Okay? From losing weight to gaining weight. And I just want people to know that splitting hairs doesn't get you results.
Right. No, I agree.
Being consistent in your diet is going to give you the base to do anything you want.
Yeah.
Peptides, right?
Yeah.
Even my wife, I go through that. Now she understands.
Yeah.
I want this peptide to do this and this and this. That's not going to happen unless you start this.
Of course.
I want this. No, that's not going to happen until you do this.
I mean, nutrition is the number one factor.
The inside, your motor has to be running. Now, it doesn't have to run perfect, but you have to have oil and you have to have gas.
Well, I mean, look at this. I mean, if you're a high performance car, you're going to put in the best quality of gas at 93 octane or higher, right? So at that point, like if you're feeding it 87, it's not going to run like when it has 93 plus in it. At that point, like your body is the number one source. I mean, it needs fuel, right?
You're not optimizing it.
So if you're not giving it what it needs, it's not going to run to its best potential.
And what might happen? You might wear down, wear and tear.
Yeah.
It's like having an amazing car, amazing engine, and now you got 3 tires that have no air.
Right. Or no oil in the engine.
Right.
Right.
And that's the I always use the car as an example, right? The oil is your protein and the gas is your carbs.
Yeah.
Right? You can have a tank full of gas. If you don't have the protein, you're gonna burn your engine.
It's true.
And I just think a lot of people understand that.
Yeah.
They really do. Nowadays, they do.
Yeah.
I think they just use excuses that I don't have the time, or I'll start tomorrow, or this won't hurt me.
Right. I agree.
And then they next thing you know, they got 3 tablespoons of peanut butter that day, and like I can't lose weight, but they eat their meals.
Right.
It's just the little things.
Right.
So I'm so happy I got that off my chest.
Oh, it's all good. Yeah, I'm glad too. Because I eat pasta. I've been eating in the morning.
I eat a box a day.
I mean, I eat some good amount of pasta. So at that point, like, and I can put the carbone sauce on it, which is pretty good as far as what it has in sugar wise and everything like that. So I mean, I'm pretty happy with that in the morning. I use that in the fuel, and I've just been testing this out. Before, I wouldn't eat too much pasta unless I was at a restaurant, maybe at a restaurant, or if Sharice made it from here or there. But at that point, I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna start eating this in the morning.
Yeah.
Just to start the day and get it going. I know some guys, they say don't eat as many carbs in the morning, eat more in the afternoon and dinner, and I'm like,
If the carbs,
I think it's fuel in the morning.
I think here's the thing. I eat a box a day. I eat a box a day. Every morning I wake up with Tammy at 9. She'll cook that box, and I split it into 3 Tupperware. I try it with the time. My first 3 meals are with my pasta, or the 2 meals and the 1 meal after. not my post,
Mhm.
but it's the meal after, like my fourth meal. My meal post workout is cream of rice or rice with my protein or protein shake. Okay, and then I'll do the pasta, and that night I'll see how I feel.
Gotcha.
Right, but those three Tupperware of pasta, for me, I digest it better, and I'm not bloated. When I eat the rice, sometimes I get bloated. For me to eat the potatoes, I got to eat 15 potatoes for me to get the carbohydrates. You know, this whole thing that I'm doing with the red eye and stuff like that. So I'm trying to lower my volume of food, but to get the nutrients and the macros that I need. And I realized that, and the pasta is just olive oil. I don't use the marinara sauce.
Right.
I tried. I was burping it up.
Really?
Yes. Yes, like I have to for me to get what
I know it's acidic, and some most brands are.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Like carbones, I mean, it's
yeah.
I've never had any.
And sometimes I'm okay with it, but this whole thing now that I've been doing with the whole Retta thing that I'm just testing, I can't do anything acidic. It's got to be not plain, but I can. Like the other day, Tammy made some chicken and she put some little taco thing, on it so she can put it in a wrap. And she goes, "Once you try that," I'm like, "No, I don't know," because once I start burping that up,
right,
my meal's done.
Yeah.
But pasta, cream of rice, and I might do some, what you call it, some English muffins, sourdough English muffins. But that's all my carbs that I do for the past 8 weeks.
I just been eating potatoes and like I said, the pasta in the morning. So it's usually pasta in the morning, and then after I'll drink like a protein shake mid meal, workout, drink a protein shake, meal, and then if I get home, if I get some more protein, then I will. But at that point, like it's usually potatoes those last two meals.
Don't you feel that pasta like holding you a little hard, like?
I like pasta.
Yeah.
I think that I can burn it off and utilize it. So
Me too.
at that point, like, when I'm starting my day, it's not like I'm like just sitting all day. I'm literally like walking around or doing whatever.
Yeah.
So I'm not just sitting. And then if I get to train that day, it's even more. So for me, and I'm not eating huge amounts of it, but I'm eating a good amount of pasta like in the morning. And plus, it's got that red sauce on it.
Right.
So
Right.
I'm getting some good calories there too. So I mean, at that point, I think it's just fueling the first part of the day. And then at that point, when I hit that workout and then eat again, and then, obviously I'm feeling
Carbs around the workout are great. Okay. But at some point, you need those carbs throughout the day
right
to store glycogen.
Right.
Because that's where the muscle contracts.
Of course.
Right. And for every gram of water, for every gram of carbs, you need 4 ounces of water. So, that's,
I know.
and salt. You need that salt.
Yeah. Well, it's in there. It's in that sauce for sure.
Oh yeah.
Morning for sure.
Yep.
I might even start putting a little bit on my A's in the morning. That might be a good little factor for me. But I think, when I'm eating steak in the morning though, I got salt and pepper on that steak.
Sure.
So,
but you got the sauce with you're doing the pasta with the steak, right?
In there too. Yeah.
You know what I've been using?
It's pasta. I'll eat a 12-ounce fillet, and then I'm eating 2 full whole eggs, and then the rest of egg whites and 10. So I'm getting a good meal.
Yeah, that's a great meal. And then you train right after?
No, but so I'll come here. I'll drink a protein shake in mid. I'll try to train, and then at that point, I'll eat after that, and then I'm working or whatever, and then drink another protein shake, and I'll go home and then eat dinner. So it's just it's tough getting meals in. Like as far as me, I'm just get stuck working and not being able to sit down.
Yeah.
And that's tough. So at that point, like I'm like forcing myself down. Like, hey, listen, like my morning meal, that's perfected every time. That's what I eat every morning on the dot.
And you've mastered that because the timing is perfect.
Yeah.
And you got used to it.
Yeah. Your body will.
Well, you got control of it.
Yeah.
You got control of that time.
Yeah. I mean, that time, for sure. Midday and all that, I'm like, all right, I got to make sure like at this time I eat. So, I mean, after this, I'll eat, and that's when my meal is going to be. And then I'll drink another protein shake, and then I'll go home and then eat again. Or I might go over to this Gateway Subs over here and they get like grilled chicken breasts, whatever. I'll just eat those.
Right.
I'm just trying to feel the body all day because at that point, like, probably about 5 more pounds. lean mass.
Mhm.
And I'm not afraid to do it. So
Mhm.
at that point, because my shoulders and everything, got to take it easy. But luckily, the peptides have been, they're helping me out for sure, 100%. So if I can utilize
What do you-
those, and
What peptides are you taking right now?
so I'm taking a lot of peptides. I'm taking ARA 290, and that point is something will help with nerve damage. It will help with sugar levels, insulin sensitivity. It's a really good one. So it's a new one that we've rolled out, and I'd like to try everything before anybody else gets
Sure.
it. The other one is 5-amino-1-MQ, the injectable.
Right.
So before we had the oral, we had to take that 2 times a day. We're pretty good. And the injectable, I started taking it probably about 10 or 15 days
Do you
ago.
take it daily?
Yes. SS31 I'm taking. That one was approved commercially too by the FDA. So that improves mitochondrial health.
Yeah.
So at that point,
Mitochondrial.
yeah.
It's like the MOTS, right?
Yeah. So look at MOTS and SLUT 332
Okay.
as mitochondria enhancers, right?
Right.
Optimizers. But as you age, mitochondria gets damaged.
Sure.
And at that point, you got to fix the mitochondria. That's where SS31 comes into play. It fixes the mitochondria, basically, right? Like if there's holes.
So would you stack that with a slew or a MOTS?
Yes.
Got it.
So you could stack it, but even SS31, you only have to take like 2 times a year. So at that point, it's not something you have to do in a daily regimen every single day for the rest of your life for it to work. You take it 2 times a year, you optimize it, you maintenance it basically, and at that point, then you can start adding these other ones.
Wow.
Contra enhancers like MOTS and SLUT 332.
Okay.
And then by doing that, I mean, you're really, I mean, MOTS alone, you're talking about exercise in a bottle is what they call it, and it
Right.
raises and enhances metabolic health. So, I mean, enhancing and optimizing that, have the body work like, hey, listen, we are exercising right now, we're sitting at a desk. Super cool. I mean, just in that light. And then we're talking about energy. So this talks about you being more energetic and ready to do it. So burning, and then sleep 232. I mean, that's another one helping with sugar levels too, insulin sensitivity, and then helping basically get rid of the fat stored in the
All right.
body.
So let me throw something at you. Where would L-carnitine injectable fit right in here? Because we're talking all about this.
Sure. So
Is it something that you would add to this?
so I get L-carnitine and Hercules potion. Now, depending on what kind of dose you want of L-carnitine, because some of these guys want like 500 milligrams injectable, we got that. Would I take that? Yes, but like for as many injections I'm doing right now, I don't think it's going to move the needle as much for me, but I do think
Right.
it'll move the needle a little bit.
I do 2 cc's of Hercules potion every day.
Yeah, so I love that. Right,
I love it.
like and that has 9 different amino acids.
Yeah,
right.
love it.
So you're getting a boost of everything.
Yeah.
And so that's where Hercules potion really comes into play, and getting the best bang for the buck. Because yes, if you want the 500 milligrams of L-carnitine, you can get that, but you have to take a whole syringe to do it. If you want these 9 different amino acids in a pretty good dose, you're gonna be able to take 1 ml and get all these at one time.
Mhm.
And it's a lot more benefit, I think, for a workout or even for the body to change. Because when you look at Hercules potion, it's not just doing a couple different effects that L-carnitine are; it's doing a hell of a lot more, which enhancing recovery at that point helping and then vasodilation in the body too as well, and then boosting the immune system with lysine, helping the liver function with NAC, collagen functions with proline. I mean, there's a lot of different things in there where you're getting some good benefits that you're not realizing you're getting until you stop taking it.
All right, so let me tell you what I've been doing. Talking about the Hercules potion. I've been taking 2 cc's every day. On my rest days, I take 4. What a difference.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
Like because I'm trying to really pick up my legs, right? And they're coming back. So I'm getting a lot of massages done and stuff like that.
Are you sticking the IGF-1 in your legs?
No. I'm doing my belly.
Put it in your legs.
Okay.
Put it in your legs before you work out.
Okay.
Do a Hercules, do the Hercules potion.
Yeah.
And then inject the IGF-1 in your legs.
Okay.
Pick it. You can pick the different muscles if you want to on different workouts, but definitely do the quads.
Okay.
Do the quads, do the hands, dude.
Before the workout? Okay.
It will enhance Hercules potion even more.
Really?
Without Hercules potion, I want you to try it without.
Uh-huh.
I want you to try it with.
Okay.
And just see what the change is, and then add them in both together.
Really?
Yeah.
You know how this all started, right? I was doing legs. I felt really good.
Yeah.
and my mind just took over.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I couldn't even walk out of the gym. I got in the truck.
I love
I
it.
got in the truck, and I'm sitting in the parking lot for another half hour. Okay. And then I got home. I couldn't even get out of the truck. I was already sore. So I said, let me do a Hercules potion right now. So I did a Hercules potion. It was around 8 o'clock at night. And then I did another before I went to sleep. And then I woke up a few times to pee in the middle of the night. I was sore and all that, but in the morning when I woke up, I wasn't that sore. I'm like, okay. You know, you're like, really? You know? So I left it to the next leg workout. And as soon as I got home, I did doubled up on the Hercules potion.
Nice.
I wasn't as sore.
Nice.
But I was just as tired. I went through the same volume, same reps, same weight.
Yeah.
So I like the Hercules potion as a recovery.
Yeah. I like it for both, honestly.
No, I do
pre and post.
Yeah.
I mean, there's benefits to it, you know. I mean, that's just what it is.
I mean, the ingredients do allow for both.
Sure, absolutely,
You know,
100%. I mean, you know, I think the for me and you or people like us, it's not a problem. It's for the everyday consumer or patient that
overdoing
they
it.
don't like doing injections.
Is it overdoing it, or is it just too much for them? Like, because even if you do two,
it's hard. It's hard for a person to be consistent to inject one time a day. In some cases.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, let's put it this way. It was hard. It was hard for me. I mean, my whole career, obviously, we know, right? Okay. Towards now, when I started getting ready when I got ready for the Masters of Olympia, I'm like, again?
Yeah.
Again?
Yeah.
You know, it's just like, you know, just imagine, right? Because
it's like water based, it's oil.
Yeah, and you're like, again, you know. So, but now that you see the results and you get into a rhythm.
Yes,
I got into a rhythm.
It's definitely rhythm too.
Yeah, you can't just say, okay, I'll do it tomorrow when I can.
Right.
And now, when I wake up, coffee's brewing.
Yep.
Glutathione.
Yep.
That's my thing.
Yeah.
You know, treat to the animals, and I move on. I keep going. You know, but you have to you have to be structured.
Right.
You have to be structured, especially with these peptides.
Right.
Same thing I told Tammy when she started. We got the
GHKC.
Yeah, which I need to order. I need to order again. She told me not to leave without ordering anything. So I got my credit card.
just text them and put it in. Text the line.
She was like, "It's my birthday."
Oh.
Well, it's her birthday's coming up. She goes, "That's what I want for my birthday."
I got you.
I'm like, "You don't want to go to dinner?" She goes, "No." Okay.
That's GHKC.
Yeah. I said, dinner might be cheaper.
It's good.
And I told her, you can't do this if you don't structure yourself.
When you
food this now,
this
but you
past
structure yourself
2
every
weeks.
morning when you wake up.
Now.
This is the first thing you do,
Right.
or after you do something, this is what you do every day. She got it down.
Right.
She got it down.
She'll definitely get the benefits from it, man.
Yeah.
I mean, that GHKC was amazing. As far as regenerative for like skin, resurfacing, remodeling, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, I take it and it's really good. So I mean, I can definitely notice the difference. People ask me, like, man, like, what are you taking? I'm like, I'm taking GHKC too. I'm taking the Glow in some cases too. So it might be doubling up a little bit, but even Cherise. So what we came out was the GHKC cream.
Okay.
And she started using it because she's super sensitive to everything.
Okay.
She doesn't use anything else. Like, she doesn't have a skincare routine, neither do I. So at that point, she's like, I'll try this and see how it works out.
Okay.
It's like, if I don't like this, I'm not using this shit. I'm like, okay, no problem. Go ahead. So she tried it and she's like, man, I really like this.
Right.
So we're working that out right now as far as that probably be the therapy of the week here next week.
And the emulsifier, do you know what's in the emulsifier?
I don't.
That's
I can
making
find out.
Yeah.
I can definitely find out. But it absorbs very well.
Okay.
Like, it's not like one of those they keep rubbing on,
Yeah.
super oily.
Find out, because you need that, because you know, from the beauty bump.
Yeah.
The emulsifier has to work fast.
Oh yeah, for
Pull
sure.
the absorption.
For sure. No, it does. It's super cool, and it's blue, obviously, because of the copper's blue.
Right.
So,
Right.
but it doesn't wipe on blue. So you don't have a big blue.
Do you have like a blue face?
No.
And then when it goes away,
Yeah, she's got it right there actually.
uh-huh.
This
It goes away.
is awesome.
Isn't it amazing when you see women put on cream?
Yeah.
They have a little system.
Yep.
Yeah. You gotta see me put cream on my face.
Right.
I'm like a dog like this. Like you know? I mean, look how nice her hands are.
I know.
They fit everywhere. You know, they do this. I do this.
She's got the same rotation.
Yeah.
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 I said, Tammy, you know, she's like, la, 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 la. And I'm like, it's a system.
They got it down.
Yeah.
They're like hardwired inside for that. I don't know what to say, but yeah, I mean,
Yeah, look. She has a missile spot.
she does it well.
Look at it.
Yeah, that's awesome.
She's glowing.
Yeah, I'm telling you, she don't use anything else for her face. So at that point, it was tough to get her try this. But she's like, I'm turning 40 this year, and I wanted to she was talking about Botox. I'm like, you're not getting Botox. You're not getting Botox until you absolutely get it. I don't got Botox at 45. You ain't getting Botox at 40. I'm like, if you needed it, I'm like, but you don't need it. So I don't want you messing with it.
But you see how the age automatically tells us, hey, I'm getting old. I need this, right?
Well, you maybe in some cases maybe you think you need it, you don't need it, but
No, that's what I'm saying.
as
You're
get
thinking
older-
it. You're thinking it.
As you get older,
You know?
dude, I definitely, and I'm only 45, so at that point, like
You're not too easy to be 45 again.
see, I know, but at that point, I would do anything to be like, maybe like 35 still at this point. And with the knowledge I have, I was
Right. Oh, always.
if I had the knowledge,
Always. If I had the knowledge I have now at 45, forget it.
I mean, come on, so.
Yeah.
It's just the experience.
It's the mindset,
it's the
brother. It's the
mindset.
mindset.
For sure.
I'm 60 years old.
For sure.
I
Looking to
still go the
refresh-
gym, and I see these guys, and I'm like, man, you train hard. I'm like, hey, how old do you think I am?
Yeah.
They're like, I don't know, 48, 50, 55. I said, I'm 60. They're like, yeah, but you train so hard. Why are you training so hard?
Yeah.
Why not?
Well, dude, you've been doing it for a long time. There's other people even your age. Obviously, they can't do it. Even in the sport, that were legends. They're in positions where they can't do it, and they might be a year or two older than you. So at that point, like that's still an accomplishment.
I still think the guys back then with me, like the Chris Cormiers and stuff like that, I think they still can. They just don't want to.
Yeah.
They just don't want to.
Yeah.
I enjoy it.
Yeah.
I got, not only do I go to the gym, but I also built out in my garage some really old school pieces.
Right.
Like I go in the garage and I'm like, she goes, you're not going to the gym? I'm like, nah, I just want to hang here. And I'm like in heaven.
Yeah.
Like I love the training.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Oh,
like
for sure.
I don't train for other people.
No, you train for
I
yourself.
train for me. Like when I get a pump or an angle, I try new angles. It's just the way, and this whole thing with the peptide thing. It's even more for me interesting for me is because I take this side and I take this side instead of the drugs.
Right.
Right. And I take this side. I'm like, okay, how can I turn this into this?
Yes.
And I think everybody should be like that. Everybody should be like, hey, let me ask the questions. Let me try this. Let me do this because can we say they're safe?
Yeah.
Legally?
Yeah.
We can, right?
Yeah. Okay. The FDA they're about to say that they're about to put them back on the compounding list, and at that point, they said that they are safe. So,
right. But nutritional supplements, we can't say they're safe.
Well, I know.
We can't.
I know.
You mentioned the word safe.
Yeah.
They're coming after you.
Of course.
Even a multi-mineral multivitamin.
Yeah. You can't guarantee anything either.
You can't.
I mean, even in medicine, you can't guarantee anything.
Yeah.
Even when you say a doctor's practicing medicine, they're
practicing.
Practicing.
Yeah. And you want to go to the doctor who's been practicing the most, the longest.
Yes.
50 years, 60 years, whatever that is.
As long as they stay up to date on the new research.
Right.
Because you see the older guys, and some of them don't keep up, and they're just training their old ways, and will never turn that leaf. As long as they're open-minded and they're reading the new research that's coming out, and that's essentially what happened, right? Like testosterone got a bad name, and at that point there was a warning label on it, and all the doctors were like, "We're not going to prescribe this," and they had no idea that testosterone was an essential part of a man and a woman's health, and then they do need to a certain amount if they're in a range. So. I don't know. It's
I still think some doctors are caught in the old school.
For sure.
Okay. So let me tell you something how I found out why Tammy wouldn't do anti-aging. About 3 years ago, she went to her OBGYN, what do you want to call it?
Yeah, gynecologist.
Yes. And she had mentioned something that she wanted to get blood work to measure her hormones. Okay. Because Tammy went through menopause. She didn't know it.
Right.
Okay. You know what he told her? What do you want to know your hormone levels?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And she never told me that until we got into a little push-up thing. It's like, hey, why do I want to do this? Why you're feeling like this? You're doing this. You're getting hot flashes. I see her hot flashes.
Right.
I'm like, what's wrong? She goes, oh, I'm having a hot flash. I'm like, let's go get your hormones checked.
Yeah.
She goes, yeah, but and then and as we were going, she told me that her doctor, which she never went back, told her, why didn't you get your hormones checked?
Right. I've got a similar story. So when I met Charisse, obviously, she had endometriosis from 16 years old. I know. So at that point, she had one of the worst cases when her gynecologist said to me, I didn't believe her because I never heard of this shit
Right.
when I first met her. Right? I never heard of endometriosis.
Yeah.
I'm like, what?
Yeah.
So went to the gynecologist. He says it, right? He's like, she's got one of the worst cases, and this is when we were starting to talk about getting pregnant. And he's like, you're not going to be able to get her pregnant unless we do, laparoscopy, burn off the scar tissue, and then you'll be okay. I'm like, I'm Greek. I know what I'm going to do. So I'm not worried about that. I just didn't know about what this thing was.
Right.
Right. So go on to the gynecologist, go to the gynecologist. Gynecologist says, yeah, she's okay, whatever. And we're like, can we test her hormones? And this is before we obviously had Titan. And this guy says, no, we can't test her hormones. Why would we do that? I go, well, to see where her levels are at.
See?
Right? And the guy tells me this. He goes, no, the reason we're not going to test them is because their hormones fluctuate daily, and we wouldn't even be able to get a proper read on what it would be to treat. I'm like, what?
Wow.
And I know about hormones at this point. And I'm like, okay, this is like a year before we opened.
You might not know endometriosis, but you knew about.
Didn't know endometriosis. And I looked it up after that.
Yeah.
Obviously, if I don't know anything, that's one thing about me. I'm gonna go learn it.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna learn it really good, right? If I want to know, I'm gonna learn it. I'm laser focused like that, and I'll move on. But at that point, I started learning about it. I'm like, all right, well, I defeated that. I got her pregnant, no problem without that. So, but the real deal was with the hormones. I'm like, man, this is crazy. And the other thing about it was Charisse came from a background where both sides had breast cancer. Even her mom, double mastectomy, right? So if you look at that, how are you going to get an estrogen testing, total estrogen testing, and see what that is, right? And then I even look back at the other doctors, and they probably didn't know at the time, but the last one we did find out that when they took the scar tissue out, they tested it, and it was estrogen positive, right? So at that point, estrogen sensitive, her estrogen was through the roof, and estrogen causes cancer and it's high rates.
Absolutely.
Right. So I don't know, it's just crazy. Not being able to test. You should be able to test. And this is still going on.
Today?
Yes.
Doctors still?
The older doctors are like this.
Yeah, the older.
There's obviously younger doctors that are more in tune with new research of what's coming out.
I think they're
right.
I think there's more education and there's more what do they call them, seminars and workshops and stuff like that.
There's two different plays out there. You got the doctors that really want to help and treat people, and then you got the money play. Hate to say it.
Yeah.
It's true. I know. Okay. There's a lot of privatized. Most doctors don't own their own business or their own practice, and it's privatized. And they have a certain protocol where they have to follow, and that's what they're going to follow, or they're not going to get paid, and they're out the door, and the next guy's going to step in their job.
When I see a doctor, as a matter of fact, I'm doing all these tests and MRIs and all this stuff that I'm doing. So
diagnostics.
Yeah, I'm Tammy pushed me, and I'm like, okay, make the appointments.
It's smart. It's smart.
So we went to this primary doctor because obviously we're here new in Orlando.
Yeah.
And we went to this doctor, and he had his own building, and he was the only doctor.
Wow.
And I'm like, we good.
Wow.
It wasn't an office building where you walk in and it had 15 different names on there.
Right.
I said this had an office, this own freestanding building.
Wow.
And he was the only doctor.
That's good.
I walked in, I'm like, I'm here.
Right.
It's
really good.
So yeah, that whole, I don't know. I like, to me, it looked like he was solid, right? He didn't have other doctors. Did they take insurance? Of course, take insurance.
Yeah. No, that's good. I mean, for that, you're going to take insurance. You want.
Yeah, but my whole thing as a patient going in there, I didn't see 10 different names on the door.
Right.
I saw one, and it was one freestanding building.
Right.
So he's paying the rent.
Yeah.
So he must have business.
He's got some control of what's going on.
He's making money. He's got some business.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I just don't know. I've met a lot of young doctors, very educated, but they don't have the practice.
No. And they're not.
And it's a tough call.
Well, it's not because they can't practice good, right? It's not because they're not knowledgeable. The whole thing is the money aspect, the financial aspect.
Right.
And when people go in, and even doctors, it's not just you seeing patients.
Yeah.
You gotta have the advertising, the marketing arm, the administrative arm, right? You're the HR department. You're everything.
Yeah.
Until you hire somebody, and then you're entrusting them to run your practice or get you those patients through the door, whatever it may be, and that's tough.
And as we know, doctors aren't businessmen.
They're not.
Or women.
They're not. In most cases, I've seen maybe 1 or 2% that are. I've seen some of them. They're pretty smart people.
I think I know 1 or 2 that are more marketing geniuses than doctors.
Yes.
You know, I'm like, they're in the wrong business, buddy.
I just think that was 1 or 2 people that I know excel in everything.
Right.
There's just people out there. They excel.
They just belong in the room.
Right? Yeah, they're those people. And they're, like I said, but majority of them can't. And the other reason is because if you are taking insurance, reimbursement is not what it is. And at that point, you're trying to burn as many patients as possible. These medical assistants and nurse practitioners here, they got a cake job because they're seeing maybe 12 patients a day. In those practices, even Charisse, when she was working, she would see maybe like 60 to, I don't know, like 80 patients a day. Wow. Think about that. And then running 3 doctor schedules that are doing that.
And then the insurance paperwork.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. The billing's a whole different story.
The billing's a whole business.
Yeah. So they've got, most of those places have billing things that take like a percentage or
yeah.
And they do
That's another business.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
That's another business.
Absolutely. So, you know, and if you're doing cash pay, then you're exiting out all your insurance.
Done. That's all.
You know, because you can't do both. There's no double dipping in that. So you got to pick one way or the other, unless it's a total different entity in practice.
Yeah.
So, you know, at that point, like, what are you going to do? So you go work, because most of those people they've got their student loans and all that, and they still got to pay for it.
John, I don't know how people do it. I got to be honest with you. I don't know how. I'm not talking about the lazy person. I'm talking about the father, the mother with the 2 kids.
Yeah.
How do they do it?
I don't know. It's tough.
Like, I see us, you know, knock on wood, we're good.
Yeah.
But the money that we're spending,
I know.
and we're not spenders.
I know.
The money that we go to the grocery store, we're 2 people. Okay, maybe I eat for 2.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But we go to the grocery store or Costco.
Yeah.
We don't leave there with less than $500.
Yeah, I know.
And by Thursday, she's like, "We gotta go to Costco." I'm like, "What are you talking about?"
Trust me, I know.
I mean, we just went.
I know. Listen, I don't know how. And the majority of people are not even just going like that to Costco. Some are, but majority of people are just going on the fly, right? They go to McDonald's, like, or they'll go here, or whatever it is.
Right.
Like, that's the one thing I can say. Like, I've cut down on my bills immensely just on eating, because I take my lunch every day. Right. I eat my breakfast and stuff at home. I mean, my dinner, I'm pretty much at home. So whenever I go out to dinner, which might be here or there, maybe once a weekend if I'm lucky, you know, or a business function, and that's it. I might be eating out there, but otherwise I'm eating home.
See, I don't eat out. I'll go get a pizza from my favorite pizza once a week.
Yeah.
That's it. I don't eat out. But you know what we did?
Yeah.
So it's crazy. So every Tuesday or Wednesday, the Publix BOGO thing comes out.
Mm-hmm.
So Tammy got the app, and she actually put it on my phone too, right? Holy shit.
You can get some deals.
I mean,
you can get some deals.
I mean, you know those waffles, with the protein waffles?
Yep.
Sometimes they go on BOGO, right? We drink a lot of coffee. Tammy drinks a lot of coffee. Sometimes her coffee goes on BOGO.
Yeah. Dude, Avion's go on BOGO. Buy one, get one. Avion.
I mean, there's so
like 6 liter ones. You get 12 for the same price.
The bagels, the fat-free cheese, just stuff. I mean, if you really shop smart.
Yeah. See, that's what I'm saying.
You know, if you really.
I think that if you're smart about your shopping, you can still make it buy and get good food.
Right.
It might be a little bit more expensive right now. Absolutely. I truly believe that. But at that point, I think that you can still make it.
You go to BJ's or Costco or Sam's, right?
Right.
That gas is almost 30 to 40 cents
Yeah.
a gallon
Yeah.
cheaper.
Yeah.
Like, and that's when I said to myself, I told Tam, I was like, well, how do these families make it? Because sometimes I watch these families and I feel bad, right? And I'm like, how do they make it? And they're happy, they're smiling, they're making it. It's because they probably they shop smart.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And there's a lot of money to be saved.
If you're lazy, you're not gonna save any money.
Right.
If you're proactive, you're gonna save money. You got your
Right.
phone.
Right.
You can literally look up any discount code on your phone. I mean,
Yes.
you could look for any.
Yes.
There's apps. They're free apps. They'll tell you where the gas is. They'll got the cheapest gas. I mean, if you are resourceful and you are proactive, you will find deals. Now, the person that doesn't have to do that is the person that might be in the position that have a lot of money. And they're like, I don't.
But
care.
still,
I don't care. But usually, those people, when they get there, like I'm even to that point now, I'm like, hey, listen. I'm going to be smart about what I'm doing.
what got you here?
Yeah, of course.
I'm saving money.
I want to be, I want to be smart. I don't want to be just excessive
Right.
as I got it. At that point, like I want to make sure that I'm doing the right thing, like, and not just being stupid about it. Because you can be stupid about it. And that's how a lot of people lose their
Listen, I get the whole stupid thing because sometimes convenience. I weigh it out,
Of course.
right? I'm like, hey,
A couple times she was Uber Eats, so at that point, like I chalk that up. I'm like,
Right.
listen, you know what? She's earned it. She busted her ass all day.
Right.
Like, if that's what she wants to do with it, then that's fine.
have fun. So you mentioned about app, okay?
Yeah.
So for a year and a half, we kept getting this discount on the website. There was a code that we had. It was like 40 off, right? And this is before I sold, and I didn't know where this code was coming from.
Yeah.
And next thing you know, we sent an email out
Mhm.
to our customers and like, it's on Retail Me Not. Did you ever hear Retail Me Not?
Yes.
So we had a code in our system that we never deactivated.
Oh my gosh.
So for a year and a half, these women were going on Retail Me Not using this code because they were using the app.
Yeah,
Hey,
yeah.
what discount does Beauty Fit have this week
Yeah,
or this
yeah.
month? And we would see this code come in all the time. Like, where is this code coming from?
Right.
But it was one of the first codes that we made. So I never went back to 13 pages
Right.
of codes, right? Because after all these years, you make all these codes. So I go back 4 or 5 pages, like, there's no code. There's absolutely no code. I would do a search. It wouldn't it would come up on the 3rd page, right? It's like, I don't know where it's at.
We have some questions in the chat, gentlemen.
Okay.
Let's see here.
All right. What do we got here? All right. So let's go with the first one. All right. Could peptide timing relative to meals completely change outcomes, especially with insulin sensitivity pathways? Absolutely.
Yeah.
So when we talk about like GHRH peptide,
IGF-1.
IGF-1, the timing of your meals is essential. If you were to
MK677.
MK677 is another one, but let's say you inject GHRH, you shouldn't be eating for at least an hour or two, at least. I mean, if you're injecting it and then you're eating directly afterwards with it, probably going to blunt.
Wouldn't it be better if you take it at night?
Yeah, absolutely. But don't just finish your meal and then go to bed.
No.
Right then and there. You know
No.
what I'm saying? You got to wait for, I would like to say, at least an hour.
Yeah, that's what I tell some of the people that I train and stuff like that. It's like anything that has to do with growth hormone or insulin sensitivity. Because usually they wake up, either they do their cardio. If they do their cardio in the morning, take it and do your cardio, right? Because then you got a half hour, 45 minutes.
Yeah.
But if you're not, take it at night. Eat your last meal, wait an hour,
Yeah.
hour and a half,
Yeah.
and then take it at night. Because now you know,
Sure.
it's going to work in your system.
I'm like, at this point, like I'm taking, I'm starting to take a little testosterone in the morning, but I take all my stuff in the morning. Like, so I let the dogs out. That's the first thing. And then I'm over and I'm going to do my shots and then I'll feed them afterwards. So I do my shots and then I'll feed them and then I'll go, shave, shower, get ready.
Right.
And at that point, it's usually probably about an hour afterwards.
Yeah.
45 minutes,
Yeah.
like an hour, and then at that point, I'll heat my meal up,
Right.
get ready to go, and then go, hit the office or the gym, whatever I'm doing that day.
Yeah. 45 minutes an hour is plenty.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah. So timing is essential when you're taking some of these peptides, especially GHRH peptides or growth hormone, if you were doing that, right? Or IGF-1. Is night timing dosing of GH peptides always optimal, or could morning pulses be underutilized? So actually, we just covered this
Just did
question.
that.
Yeah, that's crazy. So yeah, I mean, most we would tell people to do at night. It's pretty easy for them to do. Growth hormone levels go higher. Obviously, at night you're recovering, your sleep. But I think morning, getting that pulse going in the morning too is essential. Like you could split it too.
Here's the thing. To me, if you're not structured, like 1000%
Yeah.
structured, I wouldn't do it in the morning.
No, I do it.
Because you know what? You might do it in the morning, you might forget, you might have something, you might eat something, or there's always something going on.
Yeah.
Right. But at night, there's more of a structured evening than a structured morning.
Sure.
Because you don't know what you're waking up to.
Sure.
Your day's almost over at night, so you're like, okay, I just had my last meal. Now you got control of that.
Right.
I'm gonna wait an hour,
Right.
take it, go to sleep.
Yep. Yep. I agree. I think that's the best way for any patient to do it. Could inconsistent dosing schedules be the hidden reason behind non-responders?
Absolutely.
Yes, absolutely, 100%. Can the body adapt to ipamorelin or CIC 1295, leading to diminishing returns over time? I don't know about diminishing returns over time. Well, I guess if you see with the result. I mean, listen, CIC 1295 ipamorelin are really, really good. I like to change things up a little bit, I would say after 6 months. With this, for sure. They're long acting, they're pretty good. I know people that have been on a long time, over a year, still get good effect from it, still like it. But just for me, I like to change it up. I like to change it up with the GHRHs. There's a couple different versions, and they work in a couple different mechanism wise differently. And I think it's beneficial to have your body, trying to guess and say, oh, what's going on now? And then it starts responding to that. Or maybe utilizing some of these different ones with other ones. So like maybe, using an IGF-1, and then maybe using a GHRH. I mean, there's different ways you can stack these two where they can work beneficially together.
I like changing every 5.
Yeah.
That's what I do to do it between 18 and 24 weeks.
Yeah. Yeah. Listen, some of these things have been on a long time.
Yeah.
So at that point, they're still working. Could long-term use of AOD 9604 reduce its own effectiveness through metabolic adaptation? That's a good question.
That's
a good question.
I don't think so.
All right.
Yeah.
The reason I don't think so too, because there's reason behind this. I don't think so. The reason I don't think so is this. It's the sequence of growth hormone just for the fat loss portion, right? The weight loss, the way that it works. If growth hormone works consistently, because it will, right? If you're injecting growth hormone, it's going to work.
Are you releasing or injecting?
Injecting.
Okay.
So if you're injecting growth hormone and you're injecting it, it's going to work for 20 years per se, right? If somebody's on 20 years and they're injecting a good dose, their IGF-1 levels are probably going to be pretty good.
Absolutely.
So with that effect, I think that the way that it works, the sequence would still work the exact same where the fat loss will work. Do I think that somebody should stay on AOD for a long period of time? No.
No, but so let me throw a little monkey wrench in there. You do get insulin sensitive with growth hormone.
True. But you don't do it with AOD.
Right.
That's the benefit.
So I think that. I was just going to say that.
Yeah.
I think that's where
that's the benefit.
it levels the playing field.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I definitely agree with that. I mean, I think that, AOD.
That's a good question.
You could probably. That is
cool.
a really, really good question. Seriously, that's a good one.
Tell me the question.
Yeah. All right. So let me see.
Next one is right here. You're the best.
You're the best, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate that. Are plateau phases in peptide therapy biological or behavioral? Diet, sleep, stress. Well, I mean, if we're talking about like GLP-1s, it could be behavioral or it could be biological.
I think they're all behavioral.
Yeah, I think they're all behavioral too. biological. I don't think.
No, because if you're doing the right thing, you're eating right, you're exercising, they're all gonna work.
You know, I mean, if you're talking about
Different
like
levels.
maybe like Semarelin, like that's gonna probably stop working in 6 months, and you're probably gonna plateau. So it really just it depends on the peptide we're talking about, but I think it's majority behavioral, like Jimmy said. You know, your diet, your lifestyle. This is all going to maybe cause the negative output, which is going to be a stronger hold, right, in the balance
Yep.
of things.
Yeah.
And I think I definitely think that plays the majority role of everything, even lowering testosterone levels naturally and all these other things. Obviously, these play a huge role. I mean, stress alone. Think about cortisol levels spiked all the time. You're going to start putting out fat like crazy, right? And you're not going to feel good. So I definitely think
There was a question here I just saw. It said about water retention.
Could water retention
Yes.
CJC 1295 be mistaken for fat gain in women? Absolutely.
It definitely can be mistaken, but it's not fat.
No.
And sometimes the more fat you carry, the more water you're gonna hold.
Right. This is true too. This is true.
So you guys got to be careful into what level of body fat are you currently in.
Yeah. I agree.
We skipped this one right here.
Yep, we're gonna go back to it.
There you go, sir.
The stacking BPC 157 and TB 500 always create synergy, or can create conflicting repair signals. It's always gonna create synergy.
Oh, that's brother and sister right there.
Always. Yeah,
They're twins.
Yeah.
They're brother and sister twins.
Yep. They're Irish twins, man.
Yeah.
That's what they are. All right. Can combining GH peptides with GLP-1 drugs like semaglutide create opposing metabolic signals? No.
No, absolutely not.
You absolutely want to pair these things together.
Yeah.
That's the stack. You want to see the ultimate stack? It's Tessimo and Reto. That's the ultimate stack.
Yeah.
You're going to combine two of those things. Those are going to be the ones, and they're going to go together. Like, I mean, they are going to be the best combination you can possibly do.
So here's my opinion with all this GH peptides and GLP-1. It's my opinion. And I actually seen it in work too, but I'm not going to state it as a fact. You need carbohydrates.
For sure.
You definitely need carbohydrates.
I agree.
I'm hearing and seeing and experiencing with new clients that I had that they've dropped all their carbs.
Yeah.
Well, I want to burn fat. I don't need carbs.
Yeah.
I'm doing this. I'm taking this. I'm taking this.
Yep.
Your body's going to shut down.
Right. Yeah, we definitely had some carbohydrates.
You need carbohydrates, guys. Now, how much? That's
dependent on the person.
That's your activity.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Usually, I go 1 gram of carbs per body weight on the low end. So if you're
200 pounds is
200 pound guy or 130 pound female,
Yeah.
you need 130 grams.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. It's a very, very simple. I've actually posted something a long time ago on my Instagram. Very simple. 1 gram of protein, 1 gram of carb.
Right.
For your body weight. Start there.
Right.
You can't go wrong.
Right.
You can't go wrong.
Right.
And the fat's going to come from the protein. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, I know. That's the easy
Because
one.
everybody's like, I need to get fats. You know, you're getting it from the chicken.
Yeah.
You're getting it from the steak.
Yes.
You're getting it from your eggs.
Yes.
You know,
Yeah.
everyone's like, oh, I need to get my fats, my olive oils, and my avocados. Let me tell you something. 1 gram of fat is 9 calories.
Yeah, I know.
You're eating 50 grams of fat from avocado.
Right.
That's 500 calories.
Right.
500 calories times 7. That's 3,500 calories. That's a pound of fat a week just from avocado.
Yeah.
Okay.
I agree.
So,
I agree.
So
There's no way I would do that. There's no way I would do that. That's crazy. Like, people talk about these fasts, and even these people with the keto diets and stuff like that, like dumping like a stick of butter in coffee, and I'm like, there's no way I would do that. It just doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah.
Right? And these people, they might lose weight, and they're like, hey,
Yeah.
good God bless.
Yeah.
Right? Like, but I don't think that's gonna work for the majority of people out there.
Go very simple. I'm not saying make it law. If you want to start with 1 gram of protein per body weight and 1 gram of fat. 1 gram of carbs per body weight. It doesn't matter what you weigh. It doesn't matter how much weight you need to lose or gain. Start there.
Yeah.
And I think you guys will definitely see a difference. And then you start manipulating that number as you lose.
Yeah. Yep.
You know.
Yep.
So today,
It makes it simple for people.
it's very
It
simple.
makes it very simple for you.
You know,
Like,
if
you don't
if you
understand
if
it,
you weigh
it's very
160,
simple.
if you're a female that weighs 160, okay, and you go 160 and 160. Now you lost 5 pounds. You go 155, 155.
It's simple.
just
Simple, easy.
keep changing that number.
That's it.
You know.
You adapt as the body.
Yeah.
The body changes. You
So
know.
I saw this IG post of this one girl, and she has millions of followers. Okay, I never seen her. I don't know how she came through. I think she was suggested by Instagram.
The algorithm.
Yeah, and she had a plate, and she had steak, eggs, avocado, and a stick of butter, and it was around 2,000 calories. She goes, "This is what I eat every morning." Okay, this is what I eat every morning, and that's why I went from this to this. Okay, and I don't comment, but I comment because it's one of those things because I was already wild up with my post, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And I said, I like to see you eat that 7 days in a row.
Oh my God! There's no way I would do that.
Right? 7 days. How are you waking up in the morning eating a stick of butter, the steak, the avocado, the 6 eggs every morning? Every morning. That's so much food to eat at one time. You're not eating all of it.
There's no way. There's no way.
You know?
I mean, and how big was this girl?
She was at least 120 pounds. Yeah, 5'6", 5'7".
Wow. I mean,
Okay, I'm not saying
your body must metabolize like a mofo.
I'm not saying metabolize. I'm saying eat it. I'm looking at that thing like I can't eat it all.
Yeah, there's no way, man. Not for me neither. I mean, I eat a lot, like in the morning. Like when I tell somebody what I eat, I'm like, all right, and I'll post it. Then I'll eat the whole meal.
Well, you eat the 2 fillets and the pasta.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's it. Let me tell you something. That was 4 times as much. Like her plate, it looked like, and then she had a stick of butter just in the middle.
There is
in the middle of the plate.
There is no
I'm like,
way.
okay, you might eat that on Monday,
Right.
and you might eat a little more of that on Tuesday, but by Wednesday, you ain't eating that.
Right.
There's no way you're gonna finish that. You know?
I'm telling you, I've seen some of these guys, these keto guys. It's
You see
it's another level, bro.
And why with all these keto guys, they have to eat off a cutting board? What's the cutting board?
I have no idea. I have no idea. It's like,
But you know that's backfiring on everybody. The whole keto
oh
diet.
yeah, for sure. I think Amazon just released something today. It's about the keto diet. I think it's trying to put it as a positive life for diets.
Uh-huh.
So it's going to release here on Amazon. I want to watch it. I always watch all those little
Really?
documentaries.
Yeah.
Because I want to get their take. I want to
Right.
really see what it's like.
I do too.
Say,
I
you know,
do too.
But I'm telling you, it just, guys, I don't know. Like we got asked yesterday about the carnivore diet. I like the carnivore diet. I think on all the diets, maybe I would do the carnivore diet, but I don't do the carnivore diet. You know, because I believe in other things. So at that point, like I believe in what our body needs to run on, and then I got to correlate with how my body absorbs these foods, right? Like,
And what food your body absorbs better?
right. That's one thing you learn over time.
Egg whites,
If
I
it really
burp up.
is true.
Egg whites, I burp up.
Yeah.
Eggs, I don't.
Wow. Need the yolk, huh? Need the yolk.
I do 6 whole eggs.
Wow. Yeah. And
I try to do the egg whites, you know, the thing.
yeah.
I eat it, but I'm burping it up.
I don't like those. I've tried that. I'm like, just do
You
it
know?
liquid, just drink it down because shakes are easy to get down, right? Like I can just down a shake real
Right.
quick.
Right.
But I try to do it with that. I'm like, I don't really like this. I'd rather just eat them. And usually I can go anywhere in the country, usually at a hotel.
Yeah.
And then you have hardwood there.
Sure.
You know, it's probably.
Well,
the
that was the main thing. We used to
Yeah.
walk around with Ziploc bags on
Yeah.
boiled eggs,
Yeah.
and then you're in a plane, and you're
They're one of the best ones to eat, right?
And then
Oh,
you're
this
opening them up,
thing.
and everybody's looking around what smells, and you're like, I'm just gonna eat this shit.
Well, they're the best though. I mean, listen, all nutrients in there. It's one that you can get hot or cold.
You
know, I mean,
you
so
can't go wrong.
it's definitely a good one.
You know.
All right.
Right here.
All right. Are some peptides designed more for marketing than actual physiology? No, I mean I think that some peptides are maybe dramatically enhanced of what they can do, and that's it. I think that all peptides have a place, and all peptides can do some benefit.
Should peptide stacks.
Oh, are peptide stacks designed more for no. Well, listen, let's say this. Let's say you're going to do AOD, MOTS-C, testosterone, and ipamorelin. Instead of
that's
right, like stacking those together in one is better for you because you don't have to do 4 shots to do it. So it has no. It's not like a marketing thing. Like, oh, let's do. It's you're getting more in it. It's just like Hercules potion. You get 9 different ingredients in it, right? Like you can get all those ingredients by themselves, like L-carnitine, like we were talking about earlier. But why not get all in one injection? So at that point, if you're doing that, you're going to get a lot more bang and benefit for the buck.
I think what the question she might have he or she might have a different angle. Rick, it was Rick, yeah. Might have a different angle. It's like, okay, if I'm stacking 3 of these, how do I know which one's working? Right? True. But if they all have different purposes,
Right.
you'll know.
Right. I agree.
You know?
I agree. I mean, listen, you're getting a lot more benefit for the buck, especially in those stacks. Like Mont C and AOD are not going to raise they're not going to raise your IGF-1 levels, right? It's not. And ipranolol by itself is not going to do very much. That's why they stack with CJC. So, but if you're stacking with testosterone, you're probably going to get a really good move in the needle on IGF-1. And if you're putting Mont C, which we know is really great with AOD, then you're really going to expedite the fat loss or weight loss portion of the result. So
there's a new peptide that's coming around. I think you mentioned something 2 weeks ago. We talked. What's the whole muscle thing? Oh my God, my mind just.
you're talking about myostatin?
Yes.
Yeah. They're coming. It's coming.
Myostatin
inhibitor injections.
I just read something about you yesterday.
Grow muscle without going to the gym.
Yeah. Well, isn't that the whole thing? Is all about building muscles, about myostatin.
I know. And if you guys don't know what we're talking about, you're like, oh, what are you guys talking about? This is just scientific or science fiction, excuse me. We're talking about myostatin inhibiting. And at that point, if you don't know what we're talking about there, you can just look up cows with muscles naturally. And then you'll see these cows that are stacked and jacked like Mr. Olympia. And they don't work out. They're not taking steroids. There's nothing there but their genes. And at that point, with the myostatin inhibiting, that's what it's going to do for humans. So think about this. You have GLP. I was talking about this with Mike yesterday. He was talking about, like people were eating bad and all this. I'm like, yeah, but with these GLP-1s, it's going to make people all lose weight. And it's going to make people be healthier without them doing a damn thing.
Right.
That is crazy. And now you're talking about building muscle without
muscles longevity. Muscles longevity.
Yeah, but people don't. I mean, let's be honest. Most people out there are not thinking, "Oh, I have muscle, I have longevity." Except for us when we're getting older.
Because back then I didn't think about that.
Right? You're thinking about, damn, I want to look good when I take my shirt off.
Yeah.
I want some girl to
Now
put her hands
I
on my
want
six-pack.
muscles so I won't fall apart.
Right. So now, yeah, exactly. We're like, okay, we need this shit. Like, we need it. So, I mean, for us, I mean, we can use something like this.
I
mean,
definitely.
geez.
That would be my number one. Don't forget, my whole career, I'm trying to create that.
Yeah. No, I know. Listen, follistatin, they already have follistatin treatments where you can get, out of the country.
Follistatin's been around.
I know.
For a very, very long time.
I know. But they're using it, and they're using it on a lot of patients now. So that's something hopefully we'll get here in the U.S. At that point, we get that on the regenerative side. I'm run it up.
IV.
Oh, dude, all day. So, I'm super excited about that.
Yeah.
Like, I think there's going to be a lot.
Because follistatin's been around for a long time.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, even like before, when we had before, it was like a while ago, maybe like 6-7 years ago, like PEG MGF.
Yes.
Dude.
Yeah, wow, I remember that.
Dude, like, I mean, that was
What happened?
good.
What happened to that?
I mean, they took it away. Like,
Why?
I don't want to use it. It's a biologic, this and that. They're saying, like, man, come on.
But why can't they come out with the follistatin now in the compound?
It's not legal in the U.S. So at that point, like, they can't do it here yet. So they're having like the research done on it here, but it's not legal to do in any clinics. That's why people got to go out of the country to get it. But that's another one that's going to change the game.
Change, dude.
I know.
That's like the GLP of muscle.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
You stack the GLP with the follistatin. You say home with remote control.
I know. That's what I'm saying. I mean, it's going to get to the point. Like, we could live for another 5 to 10, Jimmy. We'll be able to live to at least 120.
Mm-hmm.
At least they're saying, right? Like, because of just the advances in what they're doing. So the other thing is this age reversing drug is going to go into phase 1 trials now. Yes. Age reversing. I mean, that's something.
That's crazy.
Right?
That's
like,
crazy.
Wow. Like, if we can get this, hey man, like,
If they can find a solution for back pain, I think we're all good.
Oh, I think they're going to do that.
Yes.
So the person I think that's going to do that is Elon Musk. So Elon Musk, he owns Neuralink, and if you don't know what Neuralink is, it's for people that they're quadriplegic and at that point can't use their hands or legs, and now they install this microchip on the brain. They can use Bluetooth items. They can type faster than any human can type. That's crazy. They're controlling video games. They're doing all these things. That's already working. That's already in patients. Now they're going to work on their vision side, where they're going to restore sight or even optimize sight even more. That's going to be the thing. And then he said on the backs too as well for the spinal columns.
Do you know that back pain is almost up there with obesity?
Of course. But why? It's because most people are obese and their core's weak anyway, and they're causing more stress and damage. I mean, think about it.
It's muscle imbalances.
Unless you're a football player.
Yeah, we're not talking about
You know what I'm
injuries.
saying?
We're not talking about injuries.
But
Okay.
the regular person is obese or overweight.
Yeah.
They've got more strain on their back. They're leaning forward.
Because the imbalance of muscle.
Of course. If they hadn't had that much muscle, how much muscle they got?
Right.
We're
Because
not talking about us.
So I got back pain.
I understand.
I've still got imbalances.
I understand.
I suffer almost every day. If I don't stretch, I'm a mess. And if I do stretch, I'm good for 2 hours.
But you're 240 pounds. You got to see that. I mean, you're a
should've-
big dude, though.
You should
You're
have seen me at
big.
280.
Well, that's what I'm saying. But
the pain.
you don't see the average
Yeah.
6-year-old guy, 7-year-old guy that's 240.
But you really don't see, anybody fit in their 40s with back pain.
Well,
you really don't.
No.
Yeah. I see the guys in the gym now. I'm like, hey,
Yeah.
how do you do it?
Yeah.
He goes, oh man, I'm active.
Yeah.
You
Well,
know?
yeah.
And you see them.
Of
You
course.
see them. They're very.
And wear and tear, like I said,
Yeah.
that's one thing, right? Like you've been in accidents, you played sports.
I got a fake hip.
But look, you don't think that attributes to the back?
Yeah, but still, I don't want to know that. I don't want to rely on that.
No, I'm not
I got
saying
the operation
that,
20 years ago.
But I'm just saying,
Yeah.
like different imbalances in the
Yeah.
body can cause different strains in different areas because
Right.
it's compensating. Whether it's replacement of the hip or the person's just obese or fat and it's just putting strain. It just is what it is.
Right.
So, that's the thing. Like, you want to keep a flexibility. Like me, like, I feel like I don't want to say the word, but I feel like a retard with my arm because I can barely lift it sometimes. Like, unless I start getting it going, I'm like, man, what the hell is going on? Like,
Right.
This it hurts a little bit, but it's fully functional, and it's like, damn. So, for the younger guys out there, man, keep your flexibility,
That whole mobility thing is major.
it is connected
Major,
tissues and everything like that. Like, man, and that
Major.
point, like, these peptides, they're amazing, and and I'm not saying for kids to use these, but I'm saying as you're an adult and you're doing wear and tear on the body, it's good to give the body maintenance and be preventative and proactive about what you're doing too.
Okay.
All right.
I like. There's two right here. Don't move it. There's two. Are anti-aging therapies creating a false sense of long-term health? Absolutely not.
Yeah, our anti-aging, no.
No.
I listen. I think that some are a little, but
Well, here's the thing.
what we're doing here, no.
Well, the anti-aging, the anti-aging, the therapies right now, there is no long-term health. It's happening now.
Right.
So we don't know if it's not up to the therapies that create the long-term
Sure.
health. It's now,
Right.
right? So yeah, absolutely not. And then the other one right underneath, could someone look younger but be aging faster biologically?
Yes.
Yeah, I think so.
Yes.
I think so.
Yes. So, you can even look at some guys or girls look like amazing Ferraris on the inside. They're Pinto engines.
Yep.
They're aging faster.
I feel
on the
like that
inside.
sometimes.
No,
My bones.
no, definitely not. Trust me. Like, you see people, like, let's say, like, they're 30 years old and they're renal failure.
Yeah.
Right, but they look amazing.
Yeah.
They look amazing,
Yeah.
right? Like,
You're talking about organ health and stuff like that.
well, that's biological aging.
You're right. I'm sorry.
You know what I'm
You're
saying?
right.
So at
You're
that
right,
point, like, not just the way you
Yeah.
look on the outside, because if you look younger on
No.
the outside, the insides
Can
might
someone
not
look younger,
be comparable.
be aging faster biologically? Yeah, if there's an illness, if there's some kind of disease, absolutely.
Disease,
Yeah.
or they're
Yeah.
just not taking care of themselves.
Listen, I knew people who had cancer looked absolutely amazing, but they were dying.
100%.
High blood pressure. They look absolutely amazing.
You know-
Next thing you know,
Yep.
they're in the hospital.
Yeah. Hypertension, dude.
Yeah.
That's a big one. Cardiovascular, that's a big one. All right. Where are we at here? Well, we already did that one.
Is still sleep? Is sleep still the most underrated therapy?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes. That is definitely one. I mean, sleep is so underrated and so needed. It's essential for everything. So if you don't have, there's studies that say that if you're short in your sleep and you're on a higher risk for dementia,
Anxiety.
Yeah. So your body's not repairing itself. It's not getting what it needs again. You're not giving your body what it needs in the diet. You're not giving your body what it needs in sleep. I mean, you're taking all these things away from it that is essential for it to thrive and survive. And at that point, if you're not doing that, then you need to fix it for sure. So sleep in it, and as you get older, your circadian rhythm can be thrown off. That's why a lot of people they can't sleep very good and as they age, or there might be some other health issue that's going on, sleep apnea, whatever it may be. So get control of your sleep. And if you want to know about some things like that,
There's a lot of studies out there that actually prove that the older you get, the earlier you wake up.
I know.
Yeah.
Trust me, I'm one of them. I like to sleep in when I was a kid. I can't sleep in for nothing. I try.
I'm up at 6:30.
Even if I'm up late,
Yeah.
it don't matter. I'm up.
I'm up 6:30, 7 o'clock now.
I mean, I like it.
Yeah.
I just don't like it because if there is a night that I stay out late,
Right.
obviously I'm feeling it when I get up.
Yeah.
But I'm still getting up. It
Right.
just sucks. So I'm like, all right, I got to fix that. But otherwise, very, very good. Are people investing in peptides and IVs instead of fixing sleep hygiene? I mean, listen, some peptides can help you sleep. Talk about DSIP, delta sleep and destined
I
peptides.
actually think all the peptides help you sleep
Majority of them.
because when that body's functioning,
Yeah.
the body rests.
Oh, for sure. I agree.
Your hormones are leveled out. When your IGF levels are perfect, not perfect, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Your blood pressure,
Yeah.
your glucose levels,
Yep.
all that. The body's humming.
Yep.
The body's humming.
Yep.
The mind's more relaxed.
Yeah. Homeostasis was the whole
Gut health,
Yeah.
guys. Gut health.
That's
You guys
huge.
got to look at gut health. I had a buddy of mine just jumped on the BPC 157, major gut problems.
Oh wow.
He's gone to specialists.
Mhm.
I mean, we're talking about major gut health, and he jumped on the capsule first, right?
Yep.
Because he didn't. He's like,
Like
let me just
injections.
jump on this,
Yeah.
and within 3 weeks he was feeling better,
That's
right?
awesome.
So then he got some of the probiotics and stuff like that. I said, dude, why don't you jump on? Why are you taking that? Jump on the injectable.
Yeah.
And he called in. He got it. And
Yeah.
within 3 weeks, he goes, bro.
Oh, that's
Do I
awesome.
have to take this for the rest of my life? I'm like, that'd be a good idea. Why go back?
No, for sure.
Why go back? He goes, I'm afraid if I stop, then I'm going to go back. We're talking about pain.
Wow.
Pain.
Wow.
He couldn't eat anything.
Wow.
Yeah. Another pro bodybuilder went from 280s down to 210.
Dang.
He retired. He's like 230, 240.
Of course.
He couldn't eat.
Damn.
Couldn't eat. Just soups.
Well, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's amazing.
That's something. BPC is an amazing therapy, guys. It really is. It's helped me. Even when it first came out for us to be able to use for our patients,
Yeah.
it was like 10 years ago.
Yeah.
I was really like skeptical. Right?
I use it on and off. I just ordered it again.
Yeah, I mean, just like I was just super skeptical about some of these things. I'm like, get out of here. And then I was like, oh man, it helped me. I was like, wow. And then through the years, it's helped so many patients different ways. So at that point, man, it's an amazing one.
When I see a peptide working for me, when I know like not 50%, not 70%, because not all peptides work for everybody 100%, right? But when I see a peptide working for me 150%, I try not to take it all the time.
Yeah.
Unless I can.
Yeah.
Like if that's something your body gets used to,
Right.
I'll continue. Like if you see my orders,
Right.
they're like the same thing over and over and over again, right? But if I see something I can stop using because it'll work better once I start again, I'll do it. Like the BPC, remember I told you my knee was hurting me and stuff like that, and I did the BPC. So I did it for the one thing, went away. Knees acting up again, I ordered it again.
Right.
Like that I know. I don't need to take it all the time.
Right.
But if I do take it when I need it, I can depend on it.
Yeah, it's definitely a good one, man. If you guys have any chronic or acute pain,
Yeah.
or even one preventative by your connective tissues and such, BPC or any gut issues, IBS, Crohn's, ulcers, this is a really effective one, especially BPC, because it's essentially the isolated gastric juices in your stomach.
I think the BPC 157 is the most utilized peptide in the world.
I believe so. I think majority of athletes take it, and now it's a banned substance, for WADA and all that.
Is it?
Oh yeah.
Why?
They don't want them using it. TB500 now. They put all these peptides on ban lists, and it's just like, why? Like, okay, it's not growth hormone. It's not going to raise growth hormone levels.
So they can't take anti-inflammatories?
I mean, pill wise, they might take diclofenac, but they're not taking BPC.
But what I'm saying is,
I agree.
if you're taking the BPC 157, especially the Olympic athletes, that's all anti-inflammatory.
I agree.
That's all about injuries,
I
right?
agree.
So you're talking about pain pills? No, you can't take that. Of course you can.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, Toradol.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, for sure.
Toradol's number one.
Yeah. No, for sure. I mean, or even cortisone. Cortisone's not good for your joints.
They take.
I think cortisone is not good.
Football players are taking it between downs.
Yeah. I mean, it's horrible for your joints. Trust me. I mean, it'll deteriorate your joint. And I use it because I need a total shoulder replacement. So it's either that or I get that done. And I'm like, I'd rather just take the shot right now because I gotta get it replaced anyway.
Right.
So at that point, until I find a regenerative therapy that's gonna fix my joint and my shoulder, it is what it is.
Right.
But for the regular person out there, it's not like that. Just has like a
I
little
don't see
tweak.
why they
Or
banned it.
yeah, it's just crazy. Especially if you could save some people from possible surgeries,
But
or even getting back from surgeries. Think about that. I mean, I don't know how many orthopedics send their patients to us because they go through these surgeries. They want them to heal faster and better. So they're like, hey, this is part of the program. I got orthopedics that pay for the patient's medication at that point, and they do it. Like they do the surgery, and this is involved. This is what you get along with it, and then they get that package along with it. So it's like, I don't know, man. Like, I don't know why those. I mean, I guess I understand.
so the BPC 157 stands alone.
Yeah.
The TB 500.
Yeah.
When that's added, what's the extra credit?
Okay, so
I know, but I just
yeah. So you're talking about more connective tissue as far as that goes with TB500. They both do angiogenesis, which create blood cells, or excuse me, blood vessels, more blood vessels, right? Go into the area to bring it to get blood to the area to help heal it, right? And that's the big bang with it, right? Your connective tissues. If you're more focused on connective tissues, TB500 is really going to be where it's at. But both of them create a synergistic effect where it's going to create more blood vessels and it's going to create more anti-inflammation too as well. So both of these are going to be anti-inflammation. So you get double anti-inflammation along with it. So I mean, there's a lot of benefits.
So let's say my knee, for example, right? Do I shoot it in my knee or do I go subcute around my knee?
It's a good question. So you don't want to go directly into the injured area. So it's
just grab some skin?
Yep, you just subcutaneous. And I've had people do it all over the place now. So I've kind of learned some tricks along the way. So one was that always comes up was people have tennis elbow or golf elbow, right? And this is pretty easy here,
Right.
Just inject here, but how do you do this,
Right.
Especially if you don't one hand, what are you gonna do? How are you gonna pinch? So one of my friends from back home is a patient. He sent this into me. I was like, man, this is genius. I'm gonna show this to everybody. So he would get a potato chip clip,
Yeah, the clippers.
small one, yeah.
Yeah.
He would sterilize it.
Mhm.
And then put it right in the area. Now it's got the pinch, and now he would just go right in, nice, simple, easy, done. That was one. I see one. I did a video for somebody on their foot, so
That's cool.
it's all different areas. But
Every
usually it's like
Every
shoulder, knee, elbow, tennis.
These hurt.
Oh yeah.
These hurt. I had one for 6 months. I couldn't even pick up a glass.
So when you do BC, it's going for about 3 to 4 weeks tops.
6 months,
Yeah.
John. I couldn't pick up a
It's
glass.
delivered. It's literally anything you do,
Yeah.
Anything.
I couldn't do it. Yeah, you know how I did is because I got into my training hard,
Yeah.
and I went too hard.
Yeah.
Muscles growing,
Yeah.
tendons were getting strong
Yeah.
fast enough.
Yep. That's how.
Overtrained.
So that a lot of people on their wrist, they don't have a
Yeah.
strong grip.
Mhm.
That's where it is. Like when you get one of those grippers,
Mhm.
you're actually training that
Yep.
area. And if you have that hurt, do a gripper and feel it.
Oh, yeah.
You'll feel it,
Oh,
right?
Yeah.
And the big mistake I think a lot of people do after that is they put the wraps on. They keep the wraps on all day. You're restricting blood flow to the area.
So,
Good for some training, maybe here or there.
so you know how I recovered from it?
Uh
This kid it was just right out of physical therapy,
huh.
and he saw me at the gym, and he goes, "Hey man, how's that elbow going?" I'm like, "Dude, it still hurts." He goes, "Here, let me show you an exercise." So he went and he showed me forms. I'm like, that's
Yeah.
forms. He goes, no, you need to train it.
Yeah, that's what it is.
I'm like, you're shitting me.
No, that's what it is.
And I,
That's what it is. Like usually you would get it from reverse grips,
Yeah,
a lot of guys and stuff like that.
yeah,
Dude, no, you train your forearms and train your grip.
yeah. But I was hurting for 6 months. I'm like, I can't do anything. I can't do anything.
And
And then I haven't seen him for a whole week. And he came up to me, he goes, hey man, how you doing? How's your forearm? I'm like, dude, it still hurts. He goes, come here, let me show you something.
yeah,
He goes, grab the bar. I'm like, dude, it hurts. He goes, no, you need to train it.
yeah, yeah,
And I was like, I was in pain.
yeah,
And within 4 or 5 days,
yeah.
I was like,
That's awesome.
I'm like, I didn't know.
No, a lot of people don't.
I didn't know. So then I got a tennis ball and put a hole in it.
Yeah, that's a good one.
And I started squeezing it.
I've got those grippers. I even told Peter I got them. I'm like, dude, like,
That's
put
great.
your hand, you want hand strength. Your grip is a lot,
Yeah.
especially when you're training.
Yeah.
I mean, your grip, it starts getting tired before maybe your muscles are done getting tired, right? Like if you're doing pull-ups or whatever it is. So, grip is a big thing. Form is a big thing. All muscles are. They all play a place, right? That's why you want to train everything you possibly can. But there's some things that maybe you're lacking or a little bit lower on that maybe you need to up the ante on. So you need to focus in a little bit more. And I think we all have those parts. But that's a good one. So, all right. Well, I think we're way over the hour here. We're hour and 20. All right. So we're gonna finish it up here.
Today was good, man.
Yeah, today was
Let's go
awesome.
one more question.
All right. Which
One
one?
more. As people chasing mental clarity.
Are people chasing mental clarity through therapies instead of fixing sleep and stress? They could be. They could be. There could be a lot of people out there that don't get good sleep. That take an ECA the next day or NAD.
But here's the thing.
I might be one of them.
So let me give you a little personal experience. When I came off all the PEDs, my hormones were all over the place.
Sure.
Okay. My anxiety was,
Oh, that's gonna mess with you all around.
dude, I would wake up, I'd be like, like this.
Yeah.
Okay. So that wasn't because of sleep.
Yeah.
That wasn't because of stress.
Yeah.
Okay. So anxiety can hit you from everywhere. And I believe if your hormones are in check, everything can be controlled.
Of course.
Because once I got on the whole HRT thing,
Yeah.
I couldn't even go into a closet. I couldn't even take a shower. One of the showers that we have is a little smaller than the other one. So Tammy was in one and I went to the other one, right? I couldn't go in. That's how bad I was.
Wow.
I hadn't flown on a plane for 7 years.
Wow. I didn't know that.
I was driving everywhere. Driving everywhere.
Yeah,
We drove to the Arnold twice.
Damn.
I couldn't get in a plane. So that's how bad I was. And I didn't know I was that off. Right? So once I got leveled off,
Yeah, everything changes.
so that's where, this whole sleep, stress, check your hormones.
Yeah. Me too.
That's where you need to start.
Absolutely.
Because once you check your hormones and you fix your hormones, you won't have any stress related from this,
Right.
and you'll be able to sleep.
Right.
Now you create your own stress. You go out there and you buy a Lamborghini and you can't afford it.
Oh
You
yeah.
can't afford it.
You can be
That's
you
on
can be messed
you.
up. Absolutely. You can be messed
You
up.
know,
For sure.
that's on you. But that's the thing. Everybody thinks they have anxiety because of their day-to-day thing.
Mhm.
That's adding to this.
No, for sure.
I mean, I lived it.
Yeah.
I thought that was something was wrong with me.
No.
I thought I was going to be like this for the rest of my life. John, I'm serious.
No, I trust me. Listen,
So-
a lot of people do.
So I was like, I was thinking about maybe I should just hop on Xanax. I was just, hey, I did what I did. I played Russian roulette, and this is the price I paid. I'm Xanax values for the rest of my life. But no, as soon as when I got my blood work done, my test was 14.
Yeah, that's horribly low.
Horribly low. Okay, so guys, check. The first thing you guys need to do, men and women, get your blood work done.
Absolutely.
Because everything, once you reach your hormones, we're not talking about liver enzymes. That's all good stuff and that. You guys can fix all that stuff, right? But your stress levels, your anxiety levels, they come from hormones.
Yep.
Period.
Yep. Testosterone, estrogen, progesterone. I mean, all
You name it.
Yes.
Right? So once you get them under control, and they're very easy to get under control. Like, here's the thing. You're not guessing. You're not going in, you got pain, you're like, the doctor says, well, let's do a few tests.
Right.
No, this is so simple.
Right.
You go get blood and you got a sheet of paper saying that number, that number, that number.
Yep.
Not, we'll see how we fix it. This is how we fix it.
Right.
And then once you fix it, then you see where your anxiety level is
Sure.
and your sleep level is, and you be like, shit, I don't need anything.
No, dude. The biggest thing that people would do before, we were talking about the old doctors, because you're doing testosterone. A guy would come in and say, listen, I have low energy, libido sucks, just ain't feeling right, having some bad thoughts. I'm like, all right, well, here's some Viagra.
And then depressant. Yes.
Most people
Yes.
and at that point, I didn't test hormones.
Yeah.
So, this is something where it's definitely can affect somebody in a lot of different ways. And, I don't think that everybody's perfected the way that they should be prescribing to people out there to a certain extent. And that may be causing them more problems. So, if you are going to look into this, I would highly suggest looking into a Titan Medical Center. And at that point, we've been doing this for 14 years. Got it dialed in for guys and girls, whatever age you are. Because if your hormones aren't dialed in correctly, or they're overdosing on hormones, things can happen. You might not be yourself. You probably might get even worse symptoms than what you have. So just make sure that you're going to somebody credible that knows what they're doing for sure, 100%. Because I've seen a lot of people get messed up, because they went to somebody to
Yeah. And I don't want to turn this into an ad, but you brought up Titan.
Sure.
Okay. Obviously, we're here to help everybody.
Yeah.
So you brought up Titan and to the website. On the website, okay, you can go on the website and you don't have to pick what blood tests you need.
Right.
Okay, you go on some other websites and you're like, okay, what do I pick? I need to do this, I need to do this, check. There's only two blood tests, one for women and one for men. Guys, this is so easy.
Yeah, I simplified
but it's complete.
Yeah.
Okay, it's complete. You're a female, you go over here. You're a male, you go over here. You press buy now, whatever, you pay, you get a phone call or a text, you get the appointment, you go give blood, and within 48 hours, I'm not gonna say 48, let's say 72.
Yeah.
Okay, 72 hours, you know what's going on.
That's right.
Because when I tell my friends and the people that I know, hey, go on Titan Medical, go get your blood work.
Right.
They're like, well, what do I order?
Right.
That's exactly what I get.
Right.
Well, what do I order?
Right.
Just buy now.
Yeah. It's simple. It's simple. You don't got to go down and pick all those tests. I mean, it's super simple.
Because I have a few clients that are like, hey, go get some blood work, right? I don't want to say go to Titan, right? If they have, go get your blood work. I'm like, okay. Then I get all these texts. Well, what should I order? I have to check out some boxes. Should I get the IGF-1? Should I get this?
Yeah.
I'm like, do me a favor, click this link and go.
Super simple.
And they're like, wow, that was easy.
Yeah, it is.
So it's so easy. Like, I don't want to sound like a commercial, but it's so true. Go to the Titan Medical, one for women, one for guys.
That's it.
And that's it.
That's it.
And within 72 hours, you know exactly where you're at.
Yeah.
If you're suffering from stress, anxiety, just everything, you'll know exactly where you're at.
Yeah.
And within 2-3 weeks, there you go. Right there. That's it. Right there.
Super easy.
That's it.
Super simple and super easy, guys.
Right here. Done.
All right. So that's it, guys. Make sure you get your blood work done. It's so simple, super simple and easy to do on typemedicalcenter.com. Just pick out male or female, buy it, and you'll get all those blood tests. And then, listen, if you need some help in fixing things, we have a full medical staff to be able to do that for you. Wherever you're at in the country, we can help you. So
knowledge, education.
Yeah.
You can ask any questions.
Yes. We're here for your support all the time. So it's not like there's a lot of places out there where just send you medication, not even give an answer.
And they know their shit.
Of course. Oh, trust me.
Yeah.
I wouldn't let them on the floor if they did.
Yeah.
Trust me.
They know their shit.
You know?
Because sometimes I talk to them and I try to.
Plus, you got Sharice and me in the room.
I try to hustle them a little.
Oh, yeah.
And they're
good.
Like, and they're like, boom, they come right back.
Yeah.
I
want them to be impressed. I mean,
no, they're good. They're good.
I mean, you're probably nice on the phone. I hear a conversation where people are not so nice, right? And I'm like, she's not saying anything wrong to you. These people just flip out. And these girls they handle it really well. So big shout out to them, man. Because they do handle some people. And I got to jump on the phone. They're like, oh, is this John? I'm like, yes, it's John.
So
the funny point, they're like,
the funny part is that when Tammy calls in, she always lets them know. Jimmy asked me to ask you. Because she doesn't want. They don't want her to think like she's being tested or whatever.
Yeah.
And they're like, and by the second, third call, I like.
They all know.
They all know.
They all know. Trust me, they're really good. They're really really good. Big shout out to the Titan Turtle team.
Absolutely.
All right, guys, that's it. Episode done. The Titans Edge evolving
you.
with John and Jimmy. Appreciate you again for coming down.
Much love.
Yes, sir.
Thank you for guys tuning in.
We'll
do it again next week.
Guys. Keep the questions coming.
Yes.